I'm going to be playing the Noldor deck that I showed you in the last video. We're going to be playing it against the Oath from the Dark of Merkwood scenario pack. Here's the three heroes. Ladriel, Arwen, and Elrond. Starting thread is 31. I'll keep this hand. One A. After the raid. Setup. Search the encounter deck for one copy of Eves of Merkwood and Goblin Troop. Add the Eves of Merkwood to the staging area and set Goblin Troop aside out of play. Shuffle the encounter deck. There's the Goblin Troop. And there's the Eves of Merkwood. And 1B is 9 quest points. Draw a card. Gather information. Play that. Play our Ioris. We're going to discard the Lords of the Eldar. Put a resource onto Elrond. Now we're going to play a Burning Brand. Put that onto Elrond. And then we're going to play an Unexpected Courage and put that onto Elrond. Now we're going to exhaust Galadriel. Lower our threat by 1 and draw a card. Now we're going to go into the questing phase. We're going to quest for 3, 6. And we're going to quest against Gather Information. And there's 2 in the staging area. Eyes in the Dark. Doom 1. Each player must choose. Either raise your threat by 1 for each questing character you control, or discard a questing character. I'm going to raise my threat by 2. So that actually worked out good, because we quest successfully by 4, and that clears Gather Information. Now we can search our deck for a card and put it into our hand. And we're going to get the Elven Light. Gets this engine going. We're going to travel to the eaves of Merkwood. And go to the next round. Gladrim Healer. We're going to discard the Elven Light to give Elrond a resource. Then we're going to play Leowine. Now we're going to use Gladriel's ability to draw a card, Gandalf, and reduce our threat by 1. Go into the questing phase. We're going to quest for 6, and there's nothing in the staging area. Another Eaves of Merkwood. So we added 2. So we quest successfully by 4. That clears out the Eaves of Merkwood and puts 2 progress onto the main quest. We're going to travel to the Eaves of Merkwood. Then we're going to exhaust Leowine and draw a card. Elven Jeweler. Go to the next round. Draw a card, Lords of the Eldar. We're going to spend 1 resource and bring Elven Light back into our hand. Draw a card, Will of the West. Going to use Leowine to draw a card. Silver Harp. We're going to play a Silver Harp onto Gladriel. Now when I discard a card, I can exhaust it and put it back in my hand. I'm going to play the Elven Jeweler and use this action to discard 2 cards to put the Elven Jeweler into play. I'm going to discard the Elven Light and the Lords of the Eldar. Now I'm going to put the Lords of the Eldar back into my hand. And I'm going to discard it to give Elrond a resource. Now I'm going to exhaust Gladriel, lower my threat by 1, draw a card. And now I'm going to go to the questing phase. Quest for 3, 6. Seven. Forest Gate. So he quested successfully by 5. That clears out the Eaves of Merkwood and puts 3 progress out of the main quest. Now we're going to travel to the Forest Gate and we get to draw 2 cards. A Northern Tracker and a Protector of Lorien. We're going to go to the next round. Elrond's Council. We're going to spend a resource, bring back a Elven Light, draw a card. Can exhaust Gleowine, draw a card, Hasty Stroke. Now we're going to discard the Elven Light to put a resource onto Elrond. And now we're going to play Faramir. Now we're going to go into the questing phase. We're going to use Galadriel to draw a card. Reduce our threat by 1. Now we're going to go on the questing phase and quest for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and there's 0 in the staging area. Spider Den. Those adds 4, so quested successfully by 3. We're going to play a Elrond's Council. We'll reduce our threat by 3. And add 1 willpower to Elrond, bringing us up to 8. Now we're going to exhaust Faramir to add 3 more willpower to bring us up to 11. So we quested successfully by 7. So that clears out the forest gate and puts 3 progress onto the main quest, bringing us up to 8. Now we're going to travel to the Spider Den. And go to the next round. Huron's Ruins. We're going to spend a resource and bring back the Elven Light. Draw a card. Ancient Matham. We're going to put the Ancient Matham onto the Spider Den. We're going to play a Duron's Ruins. Draw 2 cards. Discard a card. Now we're going to keep that in our hand. Now we're going to discard it to put a resource onto Galadriel. Now we're going to spend 4 and put a Northern Tracker into play. We're going to exhaust Gleowine, draw a card, Elrond's Council. Now we're going to exhaust Galadriel, draw a card, and reduce our threat by 1. Play haste double back. Now we're going to go into the questing phase. We're going to quest for 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8. And there is 0 in the staging area. Goblin Sniper. So we quest successfully by 6. That clears out the spider den. We get to draw 3 cards. And we go to the next stage. "2A, Merkwood Forest. 2B, 12 quest points. When revealed, each player searches the encounter deck and discard pile for a forest location and adds it to the staging area. Shuffle the encounter deck. This stage can't be defeated unless at least 1 goblin trail is in the victory display." So we're going to search for a goblin trail. Now we're going to travel to it. I have to reveal the top card, the spider den. Now we're going to engage the Goblin Sniper. We're going to block it with Elrond. Cancel its shadow effect, so no additional attack. And now we're going to attack back with the Northern Tracker and destroy it. Go to the next round. Now we draw a card, Elven Light. I'm going to spend 1 resource. Draw back an Elven Light, draw a card. We're going to spend 1 resource to put a Nenya on the Gladriel. Going to use Wine's ability to draw a card. Duran's Ruins. We're going to draw 2 cards. Discard an Elven Light. Play Scout Ahead. Discard an Elven Light to put a resource onto Galadriel. And then we're going to put an Unexpected Courage onto Galadriel. And then exhaust her to draw a card and lower our threat by 1. Another Elven Light. Now we're going to go to the questing phase. We're going to quest for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I put 1 resource onto the spider den. And we reveal a Driven by Shadow. When revealed, each location currently in the staging area gets +1 threat until the end of the phase. Okay, so that goes up to 5. And now we're going to exhaust Galadriel and Nenya to add 4, so we're up to 12. We're going to spend a Elrond's Consul, reduce our threat by 3. Bring us up to 13. Now we're going to exhaust Faramir to add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, bringing us up to 18. Actually brings us up to 19 because Nenya adds 1 more. So we quested successfully by 14. That puts 6 onto the main quest and 6 onto the active location, 8 onto the main quest. And then when we clear the Goblin Trail, goes to the victory display, and we add 6 more, bringing us to the next stage. 3A, the rear guard. When revealed, the first player adds the set-aside Goblin troop to the staging area. Each other player searches the encounter deck and discard pile for a Goblin enemy and adds it to the staging area. Shuffle the encounter deck. So we got the Goblin troop. We're just going to let it sit there, and we're going to travel to the spider den. And go to the next round. Draw a card, Ancient Mathem. We're going to play an Elven Light and put a resource onto Galadriel. We're going to exhaust Galadriel and ready her with Unexpected Courage and draw a card and reduce her threat by 1. Lords of the Eldar. Now we're going to quest with 1, 2, 3. 4, 5. 6, 7, 8. And there's 3 in the staging area. Goblin Sniper. So adds 2. So bringing it up to 5. So we quested successfully by 3. We're going to exhaust Faramir to add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more. Bring us up to 13. And then exhaust Galadriel and Nenya to bring us up to 18. So we quested successfully by 13. That puts 3 progress onto the spider den and 10 progress onto the main quest. Now we're gonna use Leowine to draw a card. Now we're gonna go to the next round. But we first have to deal 1 damage. Because of the Goblin Sniper. We're going to deal that to Elrond. Draw a card. Elven Jeweler. We're going to put an Elven Jeweler into play. Discarding 2 cards. We're going to put another Elven Jeweler into play. Discarding 2 cards. We're going to use Galadriel's ability to reduce our threat by 1 and draw a card. Now we're going to discard a Nenya to give Galadriel a resource. We're going to use Leowine to draw a card. Now we're going to play Gandalf. And deal 4 damage to the Goblin Troop. Now we're going to go to the quest phase. We're going to quest for 1. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And now we're going to spend 3 and play a Lords of the Eldar. Lords of the Eldar can only be played from your discard pile. And then place Lords of the Eldar at the bottom of your deck from your discard pile. Then until the end of the round, all Noldor characters get +1 willpower, attack, and defense. Just going to put this out here to remind us. So that adds 1, 2, 3. So bring us up to 14. Then we're going to exhaust Galadriel to bring us up to 19. And we're going to quest against Double Back. There's 5 in the staging area. Surprising speed. Each player returns 1 enemy, engages them into the staging area. If no enemies were returned to the staging area this way, surprising speed gains Doomed 1 and Surge. Goblin Town Scavenger. Discard cards 2. So that adds 2 more, so we're bringing it up to 8. We quest successfully by 11. So that clears out Double Back. So we lower our threat by 5. Now we're going to engage the Goblin Troop. And the Goblin Town Scavenger comes down. We're going to block the Goblin Troop with Elrond. Cancel its shadow effect. And Elrond takes 2 damage. Then we're going to block the Scavenger with Faramir. Deal 1 damage to a character I control. I'll deal it to Glaywine. And now we're going to attack back. How about this? See some fun. See how powerful these jewelers are? They're attacking each for 2. So I'm going to attack for 6. And I only need 5 to destroy the Goblin Troop. So that destroys the Goblin Troop. And there's a win. Shows you how much card drawing. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.